Welcome to today's Lincoln currency video where we dive deep into one of the most fascinating and often misunderstood coins in American numismatic history, the 1986 D. Lincoln penny. Yes, we're talking about that small, copper-plated zinc coin with Abraham Lincoln's familiar profile on the front, minted in the city of Denver. At first glance, it might seem like just another ordinary penny. But what if I told you there's a version of this coin that's rumored to be worth a jaw-dropping $67 million? That's right, $67 million for a single 1-cent piece. So what's the truth behind this incredible valuation? Is there something special about the 1986 D. Lincoln penny? What should you be looking for in your pocket change, and is it really possible that an everyday penny could turn you into an overnight millionaire? Let's explore the history, production, possible errors, collector demand, and market value of this coin in detail. The Lincoln cent has been in production since 1909, created to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The original design, by Victor David Brenner, has remained a staple of U.S. coinage for over a century. The obverse of the coin features Lincoln's bust facing right, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust." Above his head, Liberty, to the left, and the date to the right. If there's a mint mark, it appears below the date. The reverse, until 1959, showed 2 wheat stalks, known as the wheat ears, reverse. But starting that year, it was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial design to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Fast forward to 1986. This was the first full year of the second term of President Ronald Reagan. Economically, the U.S. was in a period of recovery and growth, and Denver was one of the key mints supplying coinage for circulation. That year, the Denver Mint produced approximately 4.4 billion Lincoln cents, yes, billion with a B. With such a high mintage, you'd expect the coin to be relatively common, and for the most part, that's true. In circulated condition, most 1986 D pennies are worth only face value. But as with many coins, the devil is in the details. While the standard 1986 D. Lincoln penny is not rare in the traditional sense, there are certain varieties, errors, and condition levels that can greatly increase its value. One of the most notable aspects collectors look for in any coin is its strike quality and preservation. Coins graded MS65 and above, mint state 65 or higher, by agencies like PCGS or NGC are considered high-grade examples, and those can command premiums. In the case of the 1986 D penny, a coin graded MS68RD, meaning it's a mint state coin with full red coloration, can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on market demand. But that's still nowhere near $67 million. So where does this staggering figure come from? Some stories circulating on the internet and among collectors suggest that a 1986 D. Lincoln penny has been sold or valued at over $60 million. Usually because of some dramatic minting error, unique provenance, or perhaps some mythological status. However, these stories often lack concrete evidence or auction records. There is no verified, authenticated record of any 1986 D penny selling for $67 million. Instead, this number may have originated from clickbait articles or exaggerated collector forums where values are sometimes thrown around without basis in reality. That said, let's entertain the idea for a moment. What conditions would have to be met for a 1986 D penny to be worth such an astronomical sum? First, it would likely need to be a unique or ultra-rare mint error, perhaps a mule coin, which is a coin struck with mismatched dies, such as a penny with a dime reverse. Mule errors are exceptionally rare and highly sought after. Or perhaps it would be a transitional error, a coin struck using a planchet or die intended for another year or type. A double denomination strike, an off-metal strike, or a proof coin mistakenly struck at the Denver Mint could potentially elevate its value significantly. There's also the possibility of provenance. If a coin had a famous owner, was involved in a significant historical event, or had documentation tracing it back to an extraordinary story, that might boost its value far beyond what you'd expect for a standard issue coin. Combine that with perfect condition and high demand among elite collectors, and you could theoretically reach 7 or even 8-figure values. But again, this would be a perfect storm of numismatic rarity, collector obsession, and market timing. Realistically, a 1980 60 penny would not fetch $67 million under normal circumstances. Let's bring this back to a grounded level. If you have a 1980 60 Lincoln penny in your possession, what should you look for to determine its value? Start by checking its condition. If it's worn, circulated, and scratched, it's likely worth just a cent. If it looks new, shiny, and has no signs of wear, you might be holding an uncirculated or mint state example. Look at the color: red, red-brown, or brown. Red pennies are typically more desirable. Examine it for any visible errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks. You might also want to weigh it. Normal 1980 60 pennies should weigh about 2.5 grams due to the zinc core with copper plating. If it weighs significantly more or less, it might have been struck on the wrong planchet, which is another collectible error point. One of the more valuable errors found on Lincoln cents in general are double die obverse, where parts of the design are visibly doubled due to a misalignment during the die creation process. Another is the off-center strike, where the coin is not properly centered when struck, leaving a crescent-shaped blank area. Broad-struck coins, clipped planchets, and coins struck through grease or other foreign objects are also of interest to collectors. While errors on 1980 60 pennies are not especially common, they do exist, and certified examples can sell for decent money depending on the severity and visibility of the error. Now let's talk market trends. As of today, the most a 1980 60 penny has realistically sold for at public auction is around $7,000, for a pristine MS-68 red example. These high-grade coins are rare simply because they were minted for circulation, and most were not saved in perfect condition. If you find a raw coin that appears flawless, it may be worth submitting to a grading service. Keep in mind, grading fees and shipping may not be worth it unless you're confident it's a very high-grade coin. For circulated or lower mint state coins, values typically range from 10 cents to $5. So what about the stories online claiming $67 million? They're likely exaggerated or outright false. It's more likely they stem from a misunderstanding of how coin grading and auction results work. Or they may be mixing up coins with known rarities, such as the 1943 copper penny or the 1974 aluminum cent, which are legitimate six-figure coins under the right circumstances. The idea of a $67 million penny taps into the dream of finding treasure in your pocket change, and while it's fun to imagine, it's important to base expectations in reality. That said, coin collecting remains one of the most fascinating and rewarding hobbies because of the history, the stories, and yes, the occasional lucky discovery. So what should you do if you think you've found a valuable 1980 60 penny? Start by examining it under good lighting with a magnifying glass or coin loupe. Compare it to known varieties and mint errors listed in trusted resources like the Red Book or websites like PCGS and NGC. If it looks like it could be special, you might consider taking it to a reputable coin dealer or sending photos to an online numismatic community. If you decide to have it graded, make sure to understand the costs involved and choose a reputable grading service. The top two in the US are PCGS, the Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. In conclusion, while the 1980 60 Lincoln penny is not inherently rare, there are exceptions and errors that can make certain examples valuable to collectors. But the myth of a $67 million penny should be viewed with healthy skepticism unless backed by verified sales and documentation. Still, it's this blend of mystery, history, and the thrill of the hunt that keeps collectors coming back. Every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth a whole lot more than 1 cent. Keep looking, keep learning, and who knows? Maybe your next handful of change holds a little piece of history. Thanks for watching. If you found this deep dive into the 1980 60 penny fascinating, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more long-form explorations into the world of rare coins, American currency, and numismatic mysteries. Let's talk about something sitting quietly in your pocket right now that could potentially change your life. A coin that seems so ordinary, so overlooked, that most people never give it a second glance. the 2014 Lincoln penny. But what if I told you that a single 2014 1-cent coin could be worth up to $67 million in today's market, depending on its characteristics, errors, and mint origin? That's right. We're diving deep today into the mysterious and fascinating world of modern coin collecting, focusing on the 2014 Lincoln cent. Buckle up, because what we're about to explore will forever change how you look at the spare change in your drawer. The Lincoln cent has been around since 1909, first issued to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, it has undergone various transformations. From the original wheat reverse to the Lincoln Memorial design, and finally in 2010, the reverse changed to the Union Shield, the same design you see on the 2014 penny. While most people might think a coin minted just over a decade ago would hold little to no value, that assumption is about to be challenged. First, let's talk about mint marks. Mint marks on a U.S. coin indicate the facility where the coin was produced. For the 2014 Lincoln penny, 3 variations exist: coins from Philadelphia, with no mint mark, Denver, with a D mint mark, and San Francisco, with an S mint mark. Each mint has its own significance in the numismatic world. The Philadelphia and Denver coins were released for circulation in the millions, actually, over 3.9 billion coins between them. However, the San Francisco coins are proof coins struck for collectors in very limited quantities with extra care and precision, resulting in a mirror-like finish. Proof coins are not made for circulation, and when found in circulation, they can command premium values, even more if they're in pristine condition. Now here's where it gets interesting. While billions of 2014 pennies were struck, some of them were produced with mint errors, tiny mistakes that occurred during the minting process. These can include double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, or coins struck on the wrong planchet. In the world of numismatics, these types of errors are not only rare, they are often one of a kind. A dramatic off-center strike or a strong double die obverse can turn a 1-cent coin into a $5,000, $10,000, or even $50,000 treasure. But that's just the beginning. Among the rumors in the coin collecting community is the existence of an extremely rare 2014 penny, a coin believed to have been struck with a highly unusual double die error, possibly combined with a transitional planchet from a different year or denomination, and then somehow ending up in circulation. The legend says that this coin has unique characteristics, possibly a double die reverse, a wrong planchet composition, and an extremely high-grade uncirculated finish. Because no one has ever officially authenticated this particular coin publicly, it remains shrouded in mystery. Some online listings and claims have even suggested that such a coin, if authenticated, could fetch up to $67 million from a private collector or auction house desperate to own a piece of modern coin history. Now, is that figure exaggerated? Almost certainly. But in the world of collectibles, rare anomalies have reached astronomical prices before, especially when there is strong story or provenance attached. Take, for example, the 1943 bronze Lincoln cent. At a time when pennies were being struck on zinc-coated steel due to wartime shortages of copper, a small handful were accidentally minted in bronze, the material used in prior years. One of those coins sold for over $1.7 million at auction. And it was just a penny. Imagine a 2014 penny with a one-of-a-kind error, certified by a top-tier grading company, perhaps with a grade of MS70 or PR70, the highest possible condition, and also struck on a unique planchet with multiple minting anomalies. The rarity and condition, coupled with the right historical narrative, could push collectors and investors into a bidding war never before seen in the world of modern coinage. Let's also talk about condition. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale by organizations like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. A coin graded MS60 is mint state, uncirculated. But MS70 is a perfect coin, no scratches, no blemishes, and full strike quality. A 2014 Lincoln cent in MS70 condition is already rare, especially if it comes from circulation. Combine that condition with a dramatic error or an unusual minting scenario, And now you're talking about a 6 or 7-figure coin. But it doesn't stop there. Some of the most valuable coins ever sold weren't valuable just because of what they were valuable because of the stories behind them. Coin collecting is as much about the narrative as it is about the metal. A coin tied to a mistake, a political moment, or a mysterious reemergence decades later, those are the coins that turn heads and break records. If someone were to discover a 2014 Lincoln penny with irrefutable proof of a triple strike, or one that was struck using a retired die from an earlier series, or one that was unintentionally minted using a foreign planchet, such a find would instantly become a sensation in the coin world. Even without the $67 million valuation, that coin would command serious attention at any major coin auction or numismatic event. Now, let's take a look at what's already known. The most common 2014 pennies you'll encounter are from Philadelphia and Denver. These coins are often found in circulated condition, and most are worth only face value. However, coins in high-grade mint state condition, MS66 or higher, can fetch anywhere from $5 to $50 or more depending on market demand and whether they're certified. That may not sound like much, but imagine having hundreds of such coins in a row that sat untouched in your closet for years. Then there's the 2014 S-proof Lincoln cent. These coins are only available in annual proof sets, which means they were never meant for circulation. If you come across one of these in your change, it's a huge find. Proof coins are often worth between $3 and $10, but if certified PR70 Deep Cameo by PCGS or NGC, they can sell for over $50 to $100. Rare errors on these proof coins, like die gouges, off-metal strikes, or extreme doubling, can skyrocket their value into the thousands. So where does the $67 million figure come from? The number itself may be a hyperbole, circulating online among collectors and content creators hoping to uncover the next holy grail of modern coins. Still, the idea persists because of our collective fascination with the possibility of hidden treasure. Could such a coin exist? Could a bizarrely minted 2014 penny with multiple errors, perfect condition, and mysterious origins be out there, lost in someone's jar of change or buried in a bank roll? It's not impossible. Collectors are constantly searching for that one coin that breaks the mold. That's why it's essential to look carefully at your coins. Use a magnifying glass, examine the details, look at the mint mark, the lettering, the spacing, and the fields of the coin. Check for doubling on the letters, Liberty, or the date. 2014. Look for cracks, ridges, or missing details. Pay attention to the edges. Is the rim incomplete? Is the coin slightly off-center? All these could be signs of a valuable mint error, and if you think you've found something special, don't clean it. Don't polish it. Don't even handle it too much with your bare fingers. Get it examined by a reputable coin dealer or submit it to a grading company like PCGS or NGC. These companies will evaluate your coin's authenticity, grade it, and preserve it in a protective holder that adds both credibility and value to your find. The 2014 Lincoln penny may not seem like much, but as we've seen throughout history, even the most unassuming objects can carry immense value. A penny might be worth 1 cent to most people, but to the right collector, under the right circumstances, it could be a treasure beyond comprehension. Could a 2014 Lincoln penny be worth $67 million? It's extremely unlikely, but in the world of coin collecting, it's that sliver of possibility that keeps collectors looking, digging, hoping, and searching. Maybe that penny in your pocket isn't just spare change. Maybe, just maybe, it's the one.